Hi, just making a quick video. I've not made one for a while. This one will be covering Google Sketchup 8. I'll show you how to set up the window like me with all the options, and I'll also show you some of the basic tools. First off, you want to go to View and Toolbars. These are the ones that you want ticked. I'll also put these in the description for you. So I'm going to get started now just to show you some of the basics. Obviously over here you've got your rectangle, circle, polygon, freehand, arc and line tools. I'm just going to start off with a rectangle tool, and I'm just going to click and drag it out. And there we go. I'm using the middle mouse button and pushing it down to rotate with the orbit tool, or I can pick it over here to move around. These are your these tools help you move around in the editor to edit your models. So this one is the pan tool. Then you've obviously got your zoom extent. That basically zooms out to everything in the model, so everything just fits in the window. Under here you've got, these are the walkthrough tools. You can use this to position the camera wherever you want on the model, then left click to use the eyes to look around, or you can use the feet to walk, and middle mouse click for the eyes. Up here, I'll start by showing you these tools now. This one is Move tool, so if I select with my select tool, if I click on the rectangle, I can then choose the Move tool, and I can just move it around to wherever I want. If you get it so it lines up on an axis, you will see the line, the dotted line will change colour, and if I hold shift, I can then move my mouse anywhere and it will stay glued to that axis, and then just click to change the position. The next tool is the push-pull tool. This will make it into a 3D object. So I'm just going to make mine into a basic cube. Then you've got your rotate tool, so you can select either one face or click and drag, select the whole cube, and then you can use a rotate tool by clicking, dragging across, clicking again, and rotating the object. This next one is scale, self-explanatory, and you can just scale the mesh. If you hold shift, it will scale from one point to the center, and if you hold control, it will keep the proportions as you scale. The next tool is offset. So what I'm going to do is click anywhere off the object to deselect everything. I'm going to rotate up a bit and select the top face. I will now pick my offset tool and click on the edge here and just push the mouse up or outward. I'm going to go in and click again, and that will create a smaller face inside the cube to make it just makes modeling a little easier, quicker than drawing a new cube inside, and it also makes sure that it's equal around all edges. This next tool is the follow me tool, and for this you need to draw some extra lines on the model. So I'm going to get my line tool and I'll just draw a line across. I'll do one down, across, like so. And if you get your follow me tool and click on this face and then just drag it along the line. This mesh is a bit too big for it to work properly, but that's the idea, it follows around. This is the rubber tool, the eraser, and you just click and drag over the lines that you want to delete, or if you want to make the object smooth, you can hold control and delete the lines and it will smooth out the object. I'm just going to bring those back. If I make this thinner with the push-pull tool, I'll show you the follow me tool a bit better. Now I'll just make it a bit more small. Okay, there you go. You get the idea. This is this one's very handy for making curved objects. If you just pick the arc tool, just click and drag a line out, and then I can bend it up like this. You can then use the follow me tool. problem with the follow me tool I find is you get gaps like this a lot if you're using curves. So what I tend to do to stop that from happening is I make a small line at the front first, doesn't matter how big or small it is, and then just redo my curve. Oops, sorry. There we go. And now when I do it, it will all connect up nicely and make a nice smooth curve. Most of the time you'll get these purple faces, and if you use any game engines, these purple faces don't show because they're called back faces. So you just want to select them. So I'm going to click on a face, and then if I hold Control and click on the rest, I'll select them all, and then I'll right click and hit reverse faces, and then they become white. This one is your paint bucket, which is your textures or materials, as they're called here. I'll just pick a basic colour for now. I'll go into custom texturing in the next tutorial, and just basically click on the faces that you want it applied to, like so. Then you might think that's too big or too small, so you can go into the Edit tab and you can change this option here, and it makes the texture a lot bigger or a lot smaller. And if you don't want it to keep its ratio, just click here until the chain link snaps, and you can change one option but not the other. So now that's extremely stretched in one direction. When you're making a big model, you will want to use things called components. I'll show you. If I draw a line down here, this face will now be divided into two. But maybe I don't want that. Maybe I just want that line to be separate. So I'll select the whole mesh here. I'll hit this button, which is Make Component, and I'll give it a name of Cube. And you want the Replace selection with Component ticked. Hit the Create button, and now it will have this blue box around it, and you can't edit it unless you double click it to get inside. But now if I draw this line on the face here, it doesn't work because I didn't put that inside the component, so that's still one single face. And they just come in really handy if you've got a very big mesh, because in Sketchup, if you overlap lines, it will then merge onto the other model. So like I showed you earlier, this face got divided, but with a component that wouldn't happen, and it just makes things a lot easier to edit. Say if you had a full house and you had the downstairs walls, upstairs walls, floors, furniture. For a game engine, you'd obviously want all those objects separate, so that's where components come in very handy. You can select one, export that, save it as a different file, and it just makes editing a lot easier. I hope I've explained that well enough. These are just your different views. So you've got the ISO view, then you've got shadows, which you can change around. Makes it look quite cool, especially when you've got a detailed model on all the shadows. The next ones are your face options. X-ray you can have turned on at all times with any of these, but you can only have one of these on at a time. So you've got your wireframe, then you've got your solid wireframe, so it's still a wireframe but anything behind it won't show through. Okay, there, see the sky, but you've got your shaded, and then your textured, and then you've got your monochrome, which shows just the white faces, and then you can fish out any back faces, the purple ones. Layers, I'll go into them in another tutorial also. And then these are new with Google Sketchup 8. You can use photo textures from Street View. You can use a new thing called Building Maker. I won't bother going into that. And then just your old Google Earth options and your share options for the Google warehouse. I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, instead of going into opening Google Earth, clicking the get image and then it goes over there, finds it. Now you just use this street view. So let's just find somewhere in the world. We'll find this, just zoom right in. Hopefully, yep, that should be big enough. And I can grab that image and it will drop it into Sketchup. Now I've been having a problem with this and I did manage to fix it, and some guy said it was because it doesn't work with Internet Explorer 9, only with previous versions. So if you're having the same issue, try that first and hopefully it should work for you. If you ever want to delete these, you have to right click and unlock it first. Okay, so I think that just about covers the this basic tutorial. I should have the next one up within a day or two, hopefully. I want to start getting frequent tutorials out again. So thanks for watching. I hope it's been good enough for you to learn off. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.